Hi there. I am on the traditional lands of the Kumeyaay, which is a language grouping. There is a flag with, I believe, 12 tribes on it. Um, on this side is the city of San Diego, and on the other side is Tijuana, that is the territory. So it is a walled people. It is a separado people, and it hurts my heart still. Because I was really born in Mexico, I was really born in Tecate, and I'm the eldest of three twins, and I am the Miguel, as in before the city of San Diego, Pueblo de San Miguel. Miguel Tomas Hamul, and Hamul is Kumeyaay. So we also have Francisco, and Francisco is doesn't look anything like us. I don't look anything like Diego, and stupid Diego, Santo Diego, it's right on the hill. Fine, it's fine. And he is known as Brian Best, and he's a sweetheart. And so is the other Brian, because Francisco was given the name Brian by himself. And it's a lovely story, and I don't need to tell it right now. And we're gonna do this. We're gonna show you the purse. We're gonna show you the purse. So the rule is always remember purse first. That is what you learned from Francisco, whose name is means apple in every language. Any language, apple. If somebody said apple, who would respond? Francisco. Por supuesto. In the original language of his land, Lopo. There's a lot to learn, and we feel the need to like say it all at once, always. However, if you're a new hermano and you're like, oh my God, there's a Diego and a TJ and a Francisco, yeah, girl. I'm Miguel TJ, Ana, Miguel Tomas Hamul, Ana Tevka, but I share TJ, Ana, and Miguel with Francisco. So Hamul is my favorite of all of those alternate, but I grew up as Alan Wesley. I'm trying to get rid of my last name, and that's part of the story. It's kind of funny, but also a miserable hell for me. Um, so Brian Best is Stupid Diego, and he's listening through this string of can system we put together when we were very young. And now there's this guy named Merchan, CAN Can, who has the new identity also. And so that's how we're connecting the whole world. And so welcome home to Earth, except in the ancient past, distant future, Earth is like only what English speaking people say, and the only English speaking people left are people like myself. And so I prefer Spanish always in the lands right now because we're Infierno. Infierno means hell, and it's real. However, it's also heaven, and it's the same map. And so wherever you are, if you are content and you know who I am and you believe my story, I can rest. And I hope that you are resting because when I was a teacher, I would say at the end of every class, goodbye, I love you. And then at the end of Friday, sixth period, I would be like, goodbye, I love you. Please get some rest. And then in my head, I'm like, I know I'm not going to do it, but they'll remember it because I'm going to say it every day because I love them. I said hello to Francesca earlier, and I saw anybody in San Francisco, everyone from Abraham Lincoln High School, everyone from that middle school that saw me rage. I hope you were okay because I was scared that I scared the children that day. That school belongs to everyone. It is near the summer camp of the Yalamo. That school belongs to everyone, and I was about to do my job as a teacher. So if anybody was scared, and I hope they're not anymore, but I feel the need to apologize. Okay. Either up then away we can go away, Santiago. Or off then away we will go along the shores of Mexico. Um, Traditional lands of the Kumeyaay. The city of San Diego, the city of Tijuana are people that are separated in the most horrific way that I can imagine. It's like the walls on Palestine. And there are spiritual walls like the apartheid in South Africa, and everything is very difficult for somebody that has a brain like Tommy. And I'm Tommy. I share Tommy with my spirit twin, my mirror twin, my twin flame. I suppose twin flame is better for that one over there, huh? He's like, I go to see Diego Eduardo Baby. That's it. So Good Boy Chewy from 91X is brand best. Mine. So if you are new and you're like, what? Like you're like, I can't disagree. Just come along for the ride. I'm packing my Cobalt pipe, number 27. I'm visitor 27. There's this thing called Futura Posados. And so I'm visitor 27. Brian Perlas is 47, 47 National City. And then Brian Best is 17 because he jumped off a bridge at the age of 17. That means he died, but like he was resuscitated. And then so he just has to act like a buffoon, like he's 17 years old still, which is adorable. It wasn't adorable all the time, but he was also sort of acting like Brian. And so I met Brian Perlas under the bridge at 47 National City. He appeared to me like an angel. And my first thought was, when I got up close, I was like, oh, they cast this one well. He looks just like Rufio grown up. And then I'm like, oh, you're a nurse at Paradise Valley Hospital? Okay, hi, Brian Monson. And he's just, one time I came in, I was like, no, I'm almost in the dark. And he couldn't acknowledge it at all. It was so adorable. And finally, I was like, you're Monson. He's like, I am not Monson, I'm Brian. And I'm like, okay, fine. Okay, so we have the rosemary in a matchbox because he's so hot, and I just didn't know. Of course, there's this horrible closet case, and he's my best friend in the Santa Clara Vanguard, my C partner. And after I aged out, he did not continue in the Corps, and I was like, "Is this about me, Jordan?" And I was like, "Well." After a while, I was like, "Is everything about me?" Apparently, I'm Diego. Am I? But he never thought he's Logan, so he's Diego Logan. He's only Jordan. It's great. And he's most of the time he's with us as well. Except he has a girl. He has like a real fish. There's a real fish version of me out there, and she played mellophone, and it's so great. And so he can't be with us all the time because we are completely homosexual. Like in every way, and only one of us had to be drafted, and so if that's necessary, all men are gay, except for the authentic heterosexuals, and they're vanishingly small in population, and they were clueless. I don't think any of the heterosexuals are clueless anymore, because it's gay hell. And so if you're not gay, which means you're not happy about it, know that there's a lot of hermanos that are exactly like you, sweetheart. Especially if you have a girlfriend and you love her and do things with her, and because you have to proliferate the species, and you're one of those people that are doing that. And then there are unlucky of us who are completely homosexual and they were drafted. And so that's over, I hope. So the last three are the twins from Tecate. That's me, the Princess of Mexico, Francisco, and Diego. And so I share. It's the only name that I have is Victoria Valentina, and then there's Esperanza Lightheart. And then if there's a Miguel that's necessary, I'm the eldest. So I think I channeled all the ancestors all the way back to the Miguel, whoever that was, who was only known as Miguel. So we were like Miguel. So accent didn't matter or anything, and so he tried he tried his very best, um, and he was not very accurate with his Spanish. That's exactly what I was doing last night, except I was roaring it on like I was like Los Tambores. It was incredible. So if you heard me, wow, welcome. You don't doubt that anymore. Oh my gosh, it's very tiring to be the Princess of Mexico with boys stuck in me, spiritually and not physically. Had to get off the camera for that. Wow. Largo. I got a pack of Largo, and I didn't know that I could get other colors. And this is a turquoise one. It says menthol on it. And I was like, oh no, it doesn't taste like menthol. It tastes like any other Versace booster. So the American Spirit turquoise is a luxury item because I often go out with not very much. I have curses today. Okay, curses. Let's talk about curses. Wow, are we doing truth telling right now all alone on YouTube in advance? Oh my God, 27. Okay. Wow, I don't know what to say. Maybe it's time to be done saying and let it go. And time for me to play. And now I have a packed pipe. Let's get that pipe lit. Oh, the Futura Posados. Okay, so calendars are kind of this construction, and all of us that are on a calendar going one way, and we never think about it the other way or anything. There's more than that. And so my name is Alan Wesley, and I sign it by signing the schematic for a plane in the air, basically, or bird or something. And 270 degrees, 3/4 turns to the left is what I write. And so if you turn the maps all around in that way, eventually, if you find the maps pointing towards the Pacific Ocean, then you can sit back and relax and watch the day go from here. And that's my name. And I'm also Miguel. Very few people call me Miguel. Tommy, people call me Tommy a lot, like that. I would probably break down crying if anybody called me Hummel. So it hasn't happened yet. So there was a time when I was like, well, nobody told me this is my name, but apparently it's my name because of telepathy existing. What? It's been very difficult. 55 to 10 minutes. I'm not going to worry about the time. Okay, so the calendars. When we were born is 1984, and there's a separate calendar where it starts in 1688 when we were conceived. It goes backwards. So in that calendar, we were born in 1987. Last year was. In that calendar, we were born in 1687, and last year was 1647 because we're going counting down instead of up. That's all it is. So this is the Año Verdad 1646. And then if you do the same thing in the other direction, you find that it's really plus 300 minus 3 or minus 300 plus 3 if you start with the 88. I think that's what it is. I'm not going to do the calculation for you. But anyways, this is also the year 2322, sweetheart. And so the 24th century, no warp drive. I don't think warp drive is a thing. I don't think transporters are a thing. And I don't think if they made them, anybody would want to use them except for cargo. Because who wants to be a copy of themselves, quantum and the information transfer? Not me. So I have never seen a modern sick bay or anything. I have had traditional healing from 10,000 years ago. I've had to learn through the spirits and do myself. And that's way better, except I do have $27,000 worth of titanium. I got the bill. So now I'm Tia Titanium. I don't want to be a man of steel, but of course Primus has a plate in his head. So nasty. It's perfect. And then the other one doesn't have any metal in his body, but he's very, very strong. And so Avenida Acero is where I go, because I grew up in Avenida Acero. Acero means steel. I mean, everything's written ahead of time. I'm going to be marrying my best friend, Brian Best. His last name is Best. That's written ahead of time. But of course, there had to be this grand story because marrying your brother, that sounds weird. We're not going to make children, so it's not that weird. And also, we're definitely visibly fraternal twins. It's not like David Harbour's my twin, obviously. I was not born in the 70s. However, I wouldn't be surprised if there was some weird genetic egg action happening and I was conceived in the 70s. That would be not a surprise. But anyways, I'm tired. Go look at the map of 9474 Avenida Acero. Next door is the family A, the license plate family A, that's them. And they have a diamond in the ground for me. They're my dear neighbors. I was adopted in college into a Native American family, Alcala, Yaqui. And then the dad's side, none of the family have said that they know, except I have a reason to believe it's Yakima. So, but it's a crossing. But I think Mike's line has Yakima in it, along with Dakota, and maybe some other plains. And of course, Bandera, my cousin Bandy. We call her Bandy. She lives in North Idaho, and she's clearly got the thing, and she's part Choctaw. I think that's enough. It's enough truth telling. I feel like I need to tell somebody in the future. And the last thing I'll say is our flags, Aslan, the part of Mexico that is currently owned by the United States. Not really. It's called Aslan, which is, you'll look it up. But there's no pictures of our flag on. You can't find them. It's a secret. It's a terrible secret. So if you've never been to San Diego, you have a reason to believe I don't exist. Yeah, Mazel Tov. I get you. So the flags look like the following. They look like the Mexico flag, and instead of the eagle in the middle, it's a map of Aslan. And there's a yellow one with a cross and guns on it. It says Aslan. And then there's the other one, which is a black flag with a Native American style eagle on it. And that is over across the street from Chicano Park in the corner by the little sacred spaces. And I've only met one young man with his auntie there. And I also had this moment with him where I was like, like madre. And so she's like, So like, he thought of her as a auntie that was adopted, but really she's his birth mother, that kind of thing. So that happened with us. So our mother's name was Hope. She lived in Las Vegas. So part of my name is Esperanza. Esperanza de Luz for the Hermano part of us. Esperanza de Luz. There are two Esperanza de Luz. Esperanza de Luz Lightheart. There's Esperanza de Luz Lightheart Alcalá, which means Citadel. That is Good Boy Chewy. That is Diego David. Esperanza de Luz Lightheart Dos is Lopo. And then I'm Esperanza de Luz Lightheart Alcalá, the acento en A. So I'm the ella. And I share that spirit with the Middleton brother. So my voice comes out that way, and I'm like, I'm ella. But I'm much more of a girl than he is. When people are like in Mexico are like, yeah, and I'm like, okay, I hear you. You're not talking to Francisco. Okay, we gotta play. We're gonna play for Mark Charles now, right? Who we're gonna play for? We forget. Okay, we gotta smoke this pipe. Yeah. All of my lines are set up ahead of time by this one over here because he's been very bored. It's the Prince of Russia stuck in a. Anyway, Parta Este. Okay, so you turn the maps, and then okay, my last name Peck. Puente Este, California, Curse. Yaqui, two Yaqui names. So Curse is rainbow. Puente, bridge. Este, East, California, California. So I'm the East Rainbow Bridge, and you look at the map, and it's like, well, this Rainbow Bridge is up in the Pacific Northwest. Just like there are multiple calendars, there are multiple ways to look at the map. Finally, look up Dymaxion. It's an icosahedral projection with one island and one ocean, the whole Earth together. You've seen pictures of Pangea. Or separado now. No. Dymaxion, Dymaxion, Dymaxion map. Look it up. And then we shall play for you. 1711, yeah. This is for you, hermano. We are adopting you. You are our hermano's chorus. We will spell it as we sound it out. The chorus, the Z at the end, that is a Mexican name. First, we'll give you a Yaqui name. Welcome home, hermano. I do not know the word for brother in Yaqui. I don't know any other word. And I don't know if Francisco does. I don't know any other word that is not English for the Coast Salish people besides Lopon, Lushutsi, Lukashi. Indecipherable gibberish language in the pen. So we're giving you a Yaqui name, hermano. If you're new to the party, you are a rainbow. You also puente. La puerta. Your gateway. You are way. W-E-Y. Way. That's the other Yaqui word. Hallelujah. Francisco keep reminding me. I met a man on the street when I had my turquoise stones from Mama. Mama gave me these stones that are 100 years old. It's from her great grandmother. And I was like, do you want to touch my turquoise? Because I found out he was Yaqui. And I was like, can you teach me a word? He said, Uwe, eagle, águila. Increíble. Now we've looked up on AI, Setaka. I asked the AI to present me a word for hallelujah because I was struggling with the trauma of the church. Setaka. So Setaka way, hermano, chorus, our rainbow brother, our new rainbow guava brother. It's a story. RGB, Gregory Wood, that's what that means. Protect your light heart, young man. Everyone older than us must be. So, young man, show a child, mijo, mijo. If you feel like a child suddenly when you're a grown man, oh, te siento. I feel you, brother. So I'm Tommy. My mom calls me Tommy because I trained my family not to call me Alan. There was a period where I was like, until Brian Best could call me Alan. For some reason, he's not here. Y'all a bunch of fakers, and I'm really Mexican, so to call me Tommy because I'm Tomas. So Tommy, welcome home, Tomas, hermano. You will feel our music. The music that I begin with, the words are, I have a feeling 21 is going to be a good year, especially if you and me get to see it together. It didn't happen to me in 2021. So there's another calendar. We're 46 right now. I hope that 21's going to be better. Because I'm visitor 27, I am holding hope that 2027 is going to be the end. We will be free finally. But our life is a storybook right now here. I'd be 3, 2 to cross the Rainbow Bridge, then 4, 4 for heaven on earth. That's the mission reservation. 3, 2, 4, 4. If I need to, I go to Hope Island. Acha, acha. Lately, I don't need to go there. My mother was Hope. 3, 2, 4, 4. 3, 9, Orcas Island. There is a town called East Sound, and you have to turn the map to understand why it's East Sound. So here we go. Here we go, Michelle. Hermano Michelle. Hermano, if you have an online name, Michelle, you're gonna be okay. You got Alan Wesley right here. Came out in high school in 2000. I've known Miguel. Come to San Diego, leave your cars at home, leave your money at home. See what happens. Go out with 6 centavos for suerte. Solamente. Take your money if you want to Chicano Park and have a good time, and leave everything behind except for 6 centavos and see what happens to you, sweetheart. We can only hope it's not going to be nearly as difficult for you as it was for us. Because this is a magical land here. This is like fucking Disneyland, but it's all in South San Diego called Chicana Park. Go Chicago, go Chicago, go Chicago. Go Chico, go. Go Chico, go, hermano. Go Chico, go. Here we go. The whole Southwest is also Mexico because of the Aslan Treaty. All deceptions are past. For now. As far as we know. Well, we are older now, we are stronger now. They call us freedom one day, just like our flag. And we can go back, we can go back, we can turn back time together. Oh, we were born to a throne, stronger than Rome. We finally grown for the people's own. And it is our home, all we have known, where we have known. Streets we would go. Out of the darkness, we came the farthest, among the hardest, we survived. But from the streets, everything seems so big, with something no defeat. So we no more retreat, but we were struggling and fighting to lead, and wondering when we would be free. We patiently waited here our whole lives. Well, anyways, we are older now, we are stronger now. They call us freedom, just like the Aslan flag. We go back, we gotta go back. We can turn back time together forever. So raise your flag, whatever flag, raise your flag. But if you can, please visit our land. Stand under the bridge, read our story, no words, no numbers. And remember to look up at our flags. Put it out online anywhere if the world belongs. One day we'll all rise to We've done enough for now. We have curses. Those papers with the green with the faces on them, the curses. We are luckier with 6 centavos solamente. Sometimes. Sometimes nobody comes to help. Eso es de pobre. Solo hermano pobre. Hermano rico. Clueless is hard. Clueless is very hard. Welcome home. Welcome home, welcome home, welcome home.